Good morning everyone. I am Dr. Rahul Anjan. Today I am going to discuss about anti-ulcer drugs. Anti-ulcer drugs are classified into four groups. First group is decreased acid secretions. Decreased acid secretions are again subdivided into four groups. First group is H2 receptor antagonist. Second, proton pump inhibitor. Third, anticholinergics. Fourth, prostaglandin analogs. Second group is neutralized gastric acid. Neutralized gastric acids are again subdivided into two groups. Third group is mucosal protective. Fourth is antimicrobial drug for H. pylori eradications. In the previous lectures, we have already discussed about PPI and H. pylori drugs. Today we will discuss with other anti-ulcer drugs, H2 receptor blockers. The H2 receptor antagonists inhibit acid production by reversible competing with histamine for binding to H2 receptors on the basolateral membrane of parietal cells. These drugs are less potent than proton pump inhibitors but still suppress 24-hour gastric acid secretions. The H2 receptor antagonists predominantly inhibit basal acid secretions, which accounts for the efficacy in suppressing nocturnal acid secretions. All H2 receptor antagonists are available as prescriptions and over-the-counter formulations for oral administrations. Over-the-counter means drug can be buy without prescriptions. Example, PCM vitamins. Intravenous and intramuscular preparation of cimetidine, ranitidine and famotidine are also available. Cimetidine, it is a prototype drug. Oral bioavailability 60 to 70%. Absorptions not interfere with food. It crosses placenta and reaches milk. Excreted through urine and bile. T-half shorter 2 to 3 hours. Use absolute now due to intracranial ADR. Adverse effects: headache, dizziness, bowel upset, dry mouth, rashes. Bolus IV injections of cimetidine produce bradycardia, arrhythmia, cardiac arrest, and mental status changes. Antiandrogenic actions and transient increased liver function test. Drug interactions: antacids reduce absorptions. So this reason antacid and H2 blockers are not used in same time. Cimetidine, potent enzyme inhibitors, increase plasma half-life of drugs like warfarin, theophylline, beta blockers, etc. Other H2 receptor antagonist, ranitidine. It is 5 to 10 times more potent than cimetidine. Longer duration with greater efficacy. It produces less side effects. Famotidine. It is 5 to 8 times more potent than ranitidine. Longer acting and more potent. It produces less side effects. Used in Jedi syndrome and aspiration pneumonia. Therapeutic usage of H2 blockers. First, peptic ulcers. Second, acute stress ulcers. Third, gastroesophageal reflux disease. Fourth, Zollinger-Ellison syndrome. Preferred drug is PPI. Prophylaxis of aspiration pneumonia used in preoperatively. Chronic urticaria. Adverse effects. Rare side effects are headache, fatigue,
malaria and constipations. Mental status changes with IV cimetidine do not with other H2 blockers. Endocrine effects often seen with cimetidine due to inhibition of binding of dihydrotestosterone to androgen receptors to produce impotence in male, inhibition of metabolism of estradiol and increased serum prolactin level to produce gynecomastia in male and galacturia in female. H2 blocker reduce the synthesis of intrinsic factor but no vitamin B12 deficiency occurs. Prostaglandin analogs, misoprostol. PGE2 and PGI2 produced by gastric mucosa. It is longer acting and synthetic PG1 derivatives.
It inhibits secretion of HCl and inhibits gastrin release from G cells. It increases mucosal blood flow and stimulates secretion of mucus and bicarbonates. Dose 20 microgram QID. It is a drug of choice for acid-induced ulcer. In smokers, PPI. Side effects: diarrhea, constipation, abdominal pain, uterine contractions, produce abortions. So avoid in pregnancy. Anticholinergics reduce the volume of gastric juice
without rising its pH, block basal secretion more effectively than stimulate gastric acid secretions. Propanthenol or oxphenone produce intolerable side effects. Propanthenol and oxphenone, these are M3 receptor blockers. M3 receptors present in parietal cells. Parangip, it is a selective M1 antagonist. M1 receptors present in enterochromaffin cells. It is used in Europe and Canada for peptic ulcers. Gastric secretion is reduced by 40 to 50% without producing intolerable side effects. It has not been used in India and USA. Antacids do not decrease acid production. It increases enteral pH more than 4. Antacids divided into two groups: systemic, non-systemic. Systemic: sodium bicarbonate, sodium citrate. Non-systemic: magnesium hydrochloride, magnesium trisilicate, megaldate, aluminum hydroxide, calcium carbonate. Systemic antacid: water soluble, shorter duration of actions, quick action, most potent antacids. A small amount neutralize large pH. Non-systemic antacids: insoluble, poor absorb basic compounds, physically, physiochemically and chemically acting. Sodium bicarbonate: water soluble, shorter duration of actions. It is potent neutralizer. 1 gram neutralize 12 milliequivalent of HCl. Demerits: it absorbs systemically, large dose induce alkalosis. It produces CO2 in stomach, distension, discomfort, belching, risk of ulcer perforations. Acid rebound occurs, usually short lasting. It increases sodium overload, may worsen edema and CHF. Use: casual treatment of heartburn, alkalize urine, treat acidosis. Aluminum hydroxide: it is a bland, weak and slowly reacting antacid. 5 ml of its suspension may neutralize just 1 milliequivalent HCl. The aluminum ion relaxes smooth muscles, thus it delays gastric empty. Aluminum hydroxide frequently causes constipation due to its smooth muscle relaxant and mucosal astringent actions. Aluminum hydroxide binds phosphate in the intestine and prevents its absorption. Hypophosphatemia occurs on regular use. This may cause osteomalacia, can be used therapeutically in hyperphosphatemia and phosphate storm. Aluminum toxicity: encephalopathy, osteoporosis can occur. Milk alkali syndrome: in the past, large quantity of milk was prescribed with calcium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate for peptic ulcer. Such regimen often produce a syndrome characterized by headache, anorexia, weakness, abdominal discomfort, abnormal calcium deposits and renal stone due to concurrent hypercalcemia and alkalosis. Antacids combination: a combination of 2 or more antacids is frequently used. Fast magnesium hydroxide and slow aluminum hydroxide acting component yield promote as well as sustained effect. Magnesium salts are laxative while aluminum salts are constipating. Combination may annul each other actions and bowel movement may be least affected. Gastric empty is least affected while aluminum salt tends to delay it. Magnesium calcium salt tends to hasten it. Dose of individual component is reduced, systemic toxicity is minimized.
Uses. Antacids are no longer used for healing peptic ulcer because they are needed in large and frequent doses. Antacids are now employed only in intercurrent pain relief and acidity, most self-prescribed by the patient as OTC preparations. They continue to be used for non-ulcer dyspepsia and minor episodes of heartburn. Ulcer protective agents, sucralfate. It is ammonium salt of sulfate sucrose, mechanism of action. In acidic environment, pH less than 4, it polymerizes to form viscous sticky gel, then adhere to epithelium cells and ulcer crater, then precipitate the surface protein and form a physical barrier approx 6 hours. It stimulates PGE2 and bicarbonate ion synthesis. Taken on empty stomach 1 hour before meal. Dose. The ulcer healing dose of sucralfate is 1 gram taken 1 hour before the 3 major meal and at bedtime for 4 to 8 weeks. Other uses: bile reflux, gastritis and prophylaxis of stress ulcer. A topical formulation of sucralfate, Pepsigard light gel, is available for application on burn, bedsore, diabetes, radiation ulcers, excoriated skin, etc. as a protective. Side effects are few. Constipation is reported by 2% patients. It has potential for inducing hypophosphatemia by binding phosphate ion in the intestine. Dry mouth and nausea are infrequent. Interactions. Sucralfate absorbs many drugs and interferes with the absorption of tetracycline, fluoroquinol, cimetidine, phenytoin and digoxin. Antacids give concurrent reduce the efficacy of sucralfate. Colloidal bismuth substrate. It is a colloidal bismuth compound. It precipitates at pH less than 5. It heals 60% ulcer at 4 weeks and 80 to 90% at 8 weeks. Mechanism of actions: increase secretion of mucus and bicarbonate through stimulation of mucosal PGE2 production. Colloidal bismuth substrate and mucus form a glycoprotein BI complex which coat the ulcer and act as a diffusion barrier to HCl. It detaches H. pylori from a surface of mucosa and directly kills the organism involved in causations of ulcer and relapse. The regimen for CVS is 120 mg taken half an hour before 3 major meals and at bedtime
for 4 to 8 weeks. Side effects: diarrhea, headache and dizziness. Prolonged use has the potential to cause osteodystrophy and encephalopathy due to bismuth toxicity. Patient acceptance of CVS is compromised by blackening of tongue, denture and stools. Presently, it is used occasionally as a component of triple drug anti-H. pylori regimen, but not by itself to heal peptic ulcer.